Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking a look at the BigHorn pickup by the Roughneck modding crew.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
If you're familiar with the Super Duty pickup, this is very, very similar. It shares some of the same customization options. It even works with the custom bed pack. As you can see with the truck back here, we got the dump truck bed on the back of it. Looking very, very awesome. And today I'm going to show you all the customization. We're going to drive it around, and it also features a suspension that we haven't seen in a while. So in the pack, we are going to see this. We got the BigHorn pickup, and we've got the BigHorn pickup bed. The truck itself has a couple different engine options. We have the 2500, which gives us 780 horsepower. We could do a 3500, which, yes, they do change the logos on there. That one's got 807 horsepower, and we have the 4500, which has got 902 horsepower. Not 900, 902. As far as our wheel options go, we've got Michelin, Continental, and Lizard. And each one of these has a couple different goodies. And if you've used the Super Duty, some of these may look familiar to you, which is nice because we also have the Super Duty wheels on here too. So we start with a stock rim, and then we could do a stock rim big tire. So the rim gets a little smaller, the tires get a little bit bigger, and the truck raises up just a little bit, but you can raise it up even more. Then we go into the Super Duty, and yes, I understand it looks a little interesting having Ford on a Dodge, but still pretty cool. And you can raise those up, and then you can use the little bit smaller chunky, and you can raise those up as well. My favorite, the custom rims. I love these things so much. I don't know why, but they're so epic. You can do that with a raised setup, and then we also have the military mud tire. That is already a raised setup. They don't have a lowered setup of that. And we actually saw these with the Super Duty update as well. I love these tires. They're so cool, man. And then we can also go into this guy right here. We have the steel Michelin with the duals in the back. Raise that up. You can add the cover. Raise that up. And then we get the custom dual rim with insane inlays. Man, that's awesome. Raise that up, and we could do a chunky boy version of that as well. However, there is no lowered version of the chunky boy layout. Now we jump over to a Continental setup. These are all going to be duals. We start with a nice set of road tires there, the steel and the lifted. Then you could do the aluminum with a lift, and you can do the aluminum with a cover and a lift. The aluminum with the cover is actually the ones I used on the dump truck and the opening scene. And then lastly, we talk about the Lizard tires. We have 6 of these in here. So you got the off-road steel duals with a little bit of a lift. You've got the off-road aluminum duals with a little bit of a lift. And you've got the off-road aluminum duals with a cover and a little bit of a lift. We're going to stick with the Michelin stock rims for the rest of the customization. Now we go around to the exhaust pipe. So we've got the regular stock coming out the back right, and we could do an axle dump. So you can drop that down right there. Grilled, this actually comes by default. You could take it away if you would like, so that is pretty nice. And I like that we've got that. You can also change the color of it. I'm going to leave it off for now because we're going to go through some color customization options here in a second, and then we'll put it back on right at the end. Some steps, you got those too? Yep, you've got a side step right there, or you've got the tube steps. I've got something similar to this on my truck in real life. Really like that. However, I could see where if you've got something lifted, this would definitely be helpful. So that's cool. And then you got strobes, which do come by default. So heads up there, if you turn on the beacon lights, you are going to get strobes just like you saw at the very beginning of the video. Otherwise, if you don't want strobes, turn those off and you won't have any strobes. Nice and easy. Now we paint everything white. We're going to go through and check out what does what. So first off with the main color, we'll jump down here and you can see everything that's in red currently is going to be your main color. Really, it's just everything above the trim and nothing on the very front. Yes, we have multiple different colors for the front. It's like 2 or 3 different ones that we could change up there, which is really cool. Now let's check out the two-tone setup. This is not only going to be the bottom, it also changes up the handles. So I guess the plastic part, chrome bar, whatever, right there on the handles, that is also going to be changed with the two-tone setup. But as you can see, it stops around the front. So we'll change that back. Grill color. There you go. Very, very nice. So you are able to kind of get that Dodge look, that Ram look that you can get in real life. You can make that here in Farming Simulator too. I think that's so cool. Check this out. So we have the bumper color. So this is just the bumper in the front, nothing else. That is all that changes, but it allows you to change stuff up, and it lines up kind of with the two-tone too, so you can change that. Then we go into the decals, and this is what I was talking about. You can really make that like Ram look right here. So you got the Lizard set, you got the Lizard logos on the side, you got the 4500 on the roof itself. Let's see, I don't know if there's anything else that changes. No, it is not. But the good thing is too, you can also change this exact same color on the bed. So you could change the Lizard and then the BigHorn logo on the very back. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. So you could have cohesive sets all the way around. Now, the guard color, because we've taken that off, we should probably put that back on, I think, huh? There we go. We'll change that. Bam! So you can see what that looks like. Looking good, man. Looking good. Then we go into the rim accent. Now, for this, it's only changing the brake calipers. However, if we went with a more wild type of rim, like the Michelin Lizard Custom, for example, or the Custom Duals right here, well, it's also going to change up the rim insert color as well there. So that is what that does. Now we'll get out of that one more again. And lastly, we go to just the straight up rim color. So that's going to change up just the rim itself. And if we've got like a normal rim, there you go. You can see it's just the whole rim. It's not complete without a bed. Now we have this one. We talked about being able to use the custom bed pack as well. We'll go over there and look at that very briefly because it's pretty simple. You just buy the one that you like and put it on there. But with this one, we could go with a Nada. We've also got the gooseneck attachment inside, plus the fifth wheel. So you go with either of those. Fenders, you got single and dual fenders. Love that. Bed accessories, just like on the Super Duty. So if you've got a favorite setup there, you can add them in. All is good. And you can even do the fuel transfer right in between. So you could do all of those. 250 liters of fuel in there. Makes it nice and easy, especially when you're like role playing and going out to the field to refuel something. It's pretty cool. And the colors are going to be exactly the same with this. Got everything painted up white now. That way we can actually see what's what. So we'll go in, main color, change that up to red, and it's going to be exactly like we've got on the truck. Lines up perfectly. Everything is exactly where it goes. It comes all the way around and is not the rear bumper. Most importantly enough. Now jumping down to the two-tone. Oh yeah, I've got to change this back to white, don't we? Bam! There we go. Two-tone right there. Again, does not change up the rear bumper, which is fantastic news. So we've got that. That's your two-tone. And we'll go with a design color here. And that's what I was talking about with the logo. So you got your Lizard Turbo Diesel and the 4x4. I thought maybe there was a BigHorn back here, but no, alas, no. Most people probably change these up to chrome or black, but you can change them up to whatever color you want. Then we got the bumper color. So just like the front bumper, the rear bumper can be changed as well. So you could put this whatever color you want. And I love that we could do that. And lastly, we have bed accessories. So all the stuff in the back can be changed up here as well. We do have a chrome setup here. I really like these in a chrome. I think they look fantastic in chrome. Makes it kind of look like a work truck, or maybe change them up black. But yeah. There you go. So that's your BigHorn bed or pickup bed that goes on the back. Now we don't need to go through these. However, I can tell you that all of these work perfect. So like my favorite, the Hot Shot bed, works fine. All you got to do is just put it on there and you're done. We do have strobe. So this is the updated version that they've sent me over here. So that's pretty cool. So you guys will hopefully be getting this update soon-ish, if it's not already out by the time this video's out. I don't think it will be, though. And I've just gone for kind of a work truck setup, and here is the dump bed on the back of that. Looking fresh, man. Yeah! There was one other thing that I kind of wanted to show you guys. So this was also sent over by the Roughneck dudes. This is the Super Plow, Lizard Super Plow. Look at that. I love that. Look at the logo. That's so cool. So on here, we got some marker rods, and then we've got color options as per usual. Yeah, there's your white, there's your red, so that you know what changes colors. I can't imagine most people will change it up from the silver. It's a 3-meter working width at 3 miles per hour. Run some snow. And one of the coolest things is there is no extra attachment needed. All you got to do is just pull right up to it. And then Bob's your uncle. It's yours, man. Yeah. This has also got some pretty bright lights on the front of it. And I think maybe no strobes built into it. But still super cool. And this one's also interesting because you have to lower the snowplow in order to move it around. And then from there, you can actually piddle around with it. But once you've quote unquote raised it, you can't move it anymore. So check this out. Boom, there we go. Lower the snowplow, bam. And then now we get all the extra movements and bits and bobs there. So that's nice. It prevents you from accidentally putting it down and doing stuff you shouldn't. So let's talk animations for the truck itself. I got some cool stuff in here. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on. It is a little bit loud, but it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it on because it sounds good. So of course, we've got all kinds of lights. So first button is gonna turn on all of our amber lights and just the regular headlights. And we also get the turn signals, which get turned on there as well. Although those are not gonna be doing much. Then we get our fog lamps like that. I am that guy that drives around with my fog lights on during the day and at night. I'm not sorry. Then we got the brights on, and then we have mega brights, and then everything is off. Yes, you also get strobes in the rear too, so that is cool. Love that. And then on the top, those lights will come on depending on what you've got going on. So there is that. Now we can of course unfold. We've got straps regardless if you've got a hitch back there or not. Super cool through there like that. And then if we go all bumpers, we can do a couple different things. So number one, we can bring in and out the mirrors. That is new. We can also fold them in and out. It comes like half folded already, and then you can decide whether you want to raise those out or not. And then lastly, we've got the hitch on the back, which raises up and down, so you can find the perfect spot for you. Now this truck also features Roughneck Modding Crew's new suspension system. So they've actually reworked the suspension on the Super Duty since we released our video, like, what, a week ago? Something like that? But I just want to show you this. Check this out. There is a lot more movement here than we are used to seeing from that. So this should give us a little bit of an idea. Let's just turn off the truck. Look at that. Now that is a little bit of flex, baby. Yeah. It does look like maybe the tire's off the ground. Yep, tire's off the ground slightly there. However, I mean, that is like 4 or 5 times what it was. Maybe not 4 or 5 times, but it's a lot, man. It's a lot. This also means that it's a little bit bouncier when you're driving it around. However, I don't know how they've done this, but they've made it where it's actually stable. Like, this was another thing. I think it was like Farm Sim 19 or 22, where if something was driving fast, it would actually lean in the wrong way. But in this case, it actually helps it a lot. So we're able to lean in, and the truck leans into whichever direction you're driving. Here's a plowed field, which should give us a little bit of a better idea on the bumpiness. Plowed fields are pretty rough usually. But taking it like a champ, no issues whatsoever. And we'll lean in, there it is. Now, the suspension, though it's got some give to it, and it's got a little bit of movement, additionally, I've been told that this will pull a quad track without any issues, no bottoming out, nothing like that. I mean, I feel like we gotta put that to the test, right? Usually, just to give the benefit of the doubt, I would try and use duals in the back because no one in their right mind would pull a quad track with this wheel setup. But I want to see what happens. The Roughneck guys are probably sweating right now. Oh, it's on, baby. It is on. It's about to go down. I decided to go with the skinnier tracks. I figured it may actually fit up here a little bit better if it does that. Now, does the trailer have triples? Yes, it does. Do I think that's gonna matter? I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Fold it in, strap it down. Oh, did I unfold the rear? There we go. I mean, look at that. Look at this darn thing. No issues. They were absolutely right. Who cares about running duals without a lifted setup? Just go with the biggest one and go. Oh, we're pulling a quad track, baby! Oh, and just so we're clear, this is the 2500 version. This isn't even the 4500. I thought it was overkill. It's the smallest engine. I couldn't even tell there was a quad track back there. Also wanted to take a look at the interior of this bad boy, so I haven't turned it on yet. We got everything through here. I haven't been in one of the new Dodges, so if you've got one or if you've been in one, hey, let me know how close this is. Nice sunroof up there. Got all the little nooks and crannies to hide stuff, which is cool. Places for phones and cups and all that kinds of stuff, and even speakers down at the bottom. Now, let's turn it on and see what kind of animations we get in here. You got your Lizard Turbo Diesel right there at the front. You got a humongous screen right in the middle. We are hovering just over, what is that, 500 RPM, 600 RPM right about now. Not too bad. And we can increase that. Very nice. And our speedo looks like it's working just fine. I don't think we're going to be able to change up anything on the radio, so I wouldn't expect that, but still looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, and I'm on a different map too. I needed a bunch of room to move around where I didn't have to look up. So, just going through the gears, looking good. We've got, I think, 10 gears. That's pretty standard, I think, with a vehicle like this. My truck's got 10 gears, so I would expect this one to have something similar as well. Otherwise, yeah, that is your interior. Kind of sneaky peek behind a little bit. And also sounds pretty good from the inside as well. So here's your sound inside and outside. Not bad. So there we are, the BigHorn pickup by the Roughneck modding crew. What an absolute little monster. Not even little monster, big monster. This thing is a lot of fun to drive. It's going to be a lot of fun in your mod folders, I know, once it is released. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye out. We'll leave a link to Roughneck down below. That way you guys can follow them and see exactly what the progress is and if it's out yet. I also want to thank Gamer Designs. He's helped me out a lot, sending over some information, sending over some updated versions of these mods, as well as answering some of my questions about the BigHorn and the beds while I've been recording this video. So big shouty outy to him. Without him, wouldn't be possible. So hey, gotta give credit where it's due, man. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did, get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.